Welcome, y'all are here. Got a lot of comedians. How many non-comedians can you just clap or shout loudly? One, two, yeah. All right. This is gonna be fun. I give a little notice. It's being filmed tonight, so y'all can talk to John afterwards. He's filming it for y'all, so you gotta make some really solid sets and then share it around the world or whatever. Man. I'm excited. This is happening tonight, and I'm gonna talk about a few things. Did anybody have a good Easter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Easter's weird. It's weird because I'm Jewish, and you're celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ. You're celebrating somebody coming back from the dead. It's so weird to me that people actually believe that somebody's gonna come back from the dead. It's reminiscent of zombies. It's why? I don't know. I don't get it. I just think of why don't we? I don't get it. And there's and then kids go around just going around hunting for eggs and chocolate and candy, and then it happens at the same time as Passover. It's at the same time where it's completely the opposite. Where us Jews are just thinking about being slaves. We're just going out of Egypt, just thinking about slaves. The only thing we look for is matzah. The thing about Seattle is you guys don't get it because how many Jews do we have in the crowd tonight? Yeah, 1%. You're 2%. Are you full Jew? Okay, you're a full Jew. The thing is, nobody in Seattle here gets any of the Jewish jokes at all. It's uncomfortable for me to talk about being Jewish. You're so fucking progressive here that you're so woke and you're okay, we care about black people. Care about that, we want to do that, but you don't care about the Jews. You just don't care, and you should feel guilty. You should feel ashamed. You should. I'm serious. The only people that are Jewish are comedians in this town. It's really frustrating for me. I don't know. I recently celebrated my bachelor party. Yeah, I'm getting divorced. Thank you. And who likes strip clubs?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they're all right. I went to one recently, and I was there, and I was thinking, I'm not really into this. This whole divorce has just changed my life. What I'm used to. If I was gonna go to a strip club and make it what I want to go to a strip club where it's a bunch of women, fully dressed, sitting in chairs and completely ignoring me. The only thing that is stripped is my dignity and my pride. And my money, yeah, I'd still be giving them my money because anyways, I'm still gonna tell that one forever. It just gets a lot of sympathy, or maybe not, just that. Okay. Who here's into kinks?
Yay.
Really? Just you? Just Scott's wife? That's it. And come on, any of you who here? Somebody on the count of 3, shout out your kinks. 1, 2, 3. Pancakes? What is it? Pancakes? I don't know what that means. Okay, well, I was at work the other night, and I work late overnight, and every now and again the conversations just kind of digress, and we're just talking about kinks, and I asked my coworker what her kink is, and she says being choked. And I'm not into it. I just always felt uncomfortable about that idea of choking. But I asked her, I asked her very directly, what about it do you like? She says, I really don't want to talk about this at work. And I say to her, what do I got to do, choke it out of you? But she ignored me, and I kept trying to ask her, and she wouldn't turn around. It turned out she had a kink in her neck. Okay, all right. I like it. All right. Dating apps. So I've been trying the dating apps, and I recently matched with this woman that had a concealed weapon on the inside of her thigh as a profile picture. I figured I'd give her a shot. It turns out she likes to bang, but I have a vasectomy, and she wants to have kids. So I guess I'm just shooting blanks. Okay, that's a segue joke, because the weird thing has happened though, that I started going on the dating apps, and it's just really strange. I'll match with these women, and they'll say, "Oh, you're a comedian. Oh, that's really cool." And then they'll meet up with me, and it's just the weirdest thing that then they start running their jokes by me. And then they're asking me, and like then I'm like trying to figure out, like, we're gonna make a move, and all they want to, it's like they want to get into the comedy scene, and they're just used. I've never been used for anything, and they just keep running. Literally the other day, this woman I went on a date with her, went out, she actually did stand up, and the next day she calls me and I'm getting excited, and she's like, "I just want to like run these stories by you and see if they're funny, can you help me?" And I'm like, are we gonna like hook up? And she's like, no. It's just, all I'm saying is that like, you don't, being a comedian does not get you laid. It doesn't do anything for you. That's sad. That's why I'm talking about it. A little more, just a little more about me. So like, yeah, I'm in this divorce, and it's still going on. And thanks. I want it done with, but my ex, like, the thing is that she hates that I do this. She like absolutely hates that I do stand-up comedy. But I don't really know what else I would talk about. It's the only thing that's going on. I don't know what to talk about. Student loans. At least they offer forgiveness. But the thing is that like she literally like every couple weeks I get like a new letter from the divorce attorneys just kind of telling me where they're at, and every time something happens I have to like say this is what's going on between my ex, and then like she responds with just like scathing remarks about my comedy and says that like I'm disparaging her and all this stuff, but like she's my #1 fan. She watches me more than anybody else. She like knows all my jokes. And the more that she feeds that, like she's just my inspiration. It's this weird relationship that we're gonna have forever. She's gonna hate my jokes and I'm just gonna continue to talk about it, because what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? How y'all doing right now? All right, you guys ready for some comedy? All right, I'll give you a heads up. So what's gonna happen is it's gonna be 4-minute sets. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna light you with this red light. I'd like y'all to do your best to give me a little nod so I know and I don't have to like keep shining it in your face, but it'll be at 3 minutes. And remember, go get some drinks, tip your bartenders, and let's just have a good night and have some fun, okay? All right. On deck, we have PJ, but coming to the stage right now is our other Jew. Welcome to the stage, Rich Snyder!
Was I the only other Jew? I thought someone raised their hand over there. Thank you. Well, a little about me. Besides being Jewish, I came out as gay when I was 55 years old. I love that you're all impressed. You want to know who was not impressed? My teenage children. They didn't even have the decency to be traumatized. Kids, something to tell you, Daddy's gay. Oh, good on you, Dad. Congratulations. What? I'm like, did you hear what I said? I want to have sex with men. I mean, lots and lots of men. Dad, that's because you're in your slutty phase. What is slutty phase? Oh, that's when a repressed boomer is living authentically. Out of the mouth of babes. You know, a lesson from this whole thing, you know, living out loud as my full authentic self has been so awful. The dating apps for gay guys, incomprehensible, clearly designed for young people, and everything starts with like this one-word text. Hey? Was that hey meant for me? What's up? No punctuation. Sitting here on the couch reading the New York Times financial section, really worried about interest rates. How do you think the Federal Reserve is handling inflation? Send dick pic. Don't have one, but here's something hot. Link to article here. and they're gone. And I was being hot, okay? And the ghosting, devastating. I don't know what to do with that. I mean, I have to get used to it, I guess. I mean, you know, I had a date with this guy, and he did not show up. You do not do that to a boomer. We will send out an ambulance for you. Listen, in my day, if you didn't show up, you were dead, or at least, at the minimum, seriously injured. So to my credit, I did wait 10 minutes, and then I called the EMT. Hey, listen, I'm really worried about that guy. Is he okay? He's fine. He wants you to know that he's not into shoulder hair. And you know, there's a thing about gay porn. I have a problem with it because it's not scientific. You know, there's these scenes of like guys my age being lusted after by young gays. That is not seen in nature. I am sorry. But you know what is seen in nature? Hello, and welcome to Gay Planet. I'm your host, David Attenborough. Note the younger gay males, grouped together, facing each other, celebrating their physiques. But where is the older gay male? Ah, there he is, watching them. He has seen some gay porn, so he approaches. But alas, they chase him off. So he grooms himself frenetically until he climaxes, alone, ignored, and outcast. But there is always hope. He wanders off to the mountains to die. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Rich Snyder. What an animal. All right, on deck we have Addison Kleber, who coming to the stage, the very funny PJ.
Hell yeah, dude. Substation, man. Been to a lot of fucking raves here, dude. Raves are usually just a bunch of dumb white people with dreadlocks. That's usually what that means, man. I hate wooks, not gonna lie. Hate hippies. I don't know, I just wanted to state that. Last night on the internet, I saw a Down syndrome bodybuilder, and it really made me hate myself. You know what I mean? This kid has Down syndrome, and I can't seem to get to go to the gym even like maybe once a week, dude, you know? My God. That makes me feel retarded. I can't even be that strong. Or this kid is ripped, 6 packs, everything. What is wrong with me? I must be slower than him, dude. Hell yeah. Saw a lady today wearing a t-shirt. She says, I've had 5 abortions. And I was like, what a weird flex, you know? Just to throw that on a t-shirt, you know? Like, hell yeah, dude. Like, I'm all for abortion. Like, honestly, I think we should have late-term abortions, guys, you know? Like, honestly, the only abortion I believe in is late-term. Make that baby 9 months old and fucking kill it, you know? Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Guys, let's be real. The only way you should be having sex is to procreate. It's the only way God wanted it. You should only have sex. You're all sinners in God's eyes, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. My favorite type of women are the ones that chew tobacco. That's my bitch. She's got cowboy boots on and drives a truck. That's my girl, dude. Nice Copenhagen wintergreen. Pack that chew in, girl. Hell yeah. Yeah, snap, right? I do love it, right? That's a special type of gal that chews dip, dude. Hell yeah. More of a man than I am, that's for sure. You guys ever hear of Bell's palsy? I don't know if you know what that is. Yeah, it's where your face goes limp. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening to Justin Bieber. Apparently, you can contract Bell's palsy from someone that has herpes. So, careful out there. Imagine like sticking your dick in something and your face goes limp the next day. Kind of a funny thought, you know. And the funny thing is, I actually knew someone that this happened to. He had sex with this girl, and his face went limp for 9 months, dude. When he told me that, I was like, I can't wait to tell everyone that I don't even know this story. I'm gonna tell everyone. Like, oh my God, dude. Justin Bieber must be having a lot of herpes sex. You seen his face, dude? It's not looking good. All that herpes, unprotected sex. I'd rather have herpes than Bell palsy, you know? I'd rather fucking have warts on my dick than my face going limp. Hell yeah, no one's feeling that. No one's feeling that. I like to try to think I'm healthy, and like I like to eat organic, non-GMO, all that shit. But you know, if you offer me a line of ketamine on a toilet seat, I'll probably do it, you know? That's just the type of person I am, I guess. Got shit all mixed up. All right, we'll try to end here. I think emo is the new trans, you know? Hell yeah. Like honestly, we both wear, like I was emo growing up, we were both on antidepressants, we both wear eyeliner, we both wear women's clothing. Hell yeah, you guys aren't feeling that at all. But that's just all I gotta say. They're the new trans kids, that's all I gotta say. Alright, hell yeah, guys.
Alright, that was PJ. On the count of 3, let's give him a big hell yeah. 1, 2, 3. Hell yeah. Alright. On deck we have Scott Coburn, but coming up right now we have Addison Kleber.
Seattle, what's up? Nice to be here with you guys. How you doing? Great. Everybody good? Nice. Yeah, my name's Addison Kleber. I'm a comedian. What's up? I've been on this journey for about 6 years. I'm now 31 years old and still chasing a dream. It's not super hot, you know what I mean? Turns out even when you're handsome, comedy is a tough sell, you know what I mean? You're doing what with your life? I think telling women you're a comedian is a lot like saying you live with your mother, you know what I mean? It's the same reaction, just, oh, this guy's got nothing going on, you know? The look of shame and disappointment. I don't know if you guys can relate to this at all. I have this look about me like I should have made something of myself, and that's tough, you know, because I haven't. So, yet, you know, I'm hard at work every day, keeping the dream alive, you know what I mean? I have my dick to thank for that. I really do, you know what I mean? I mean it. My dick is a dreamer for real, you know? He believes anything is possible, almost to my detriment. Keeps picking out women that are way too good for me, you know? All day long, just, ooh, what about that one? Ooh, what about her? Ooh, what about that one? Constantly having to have tough talks with my dick, you know? Like, I'm sorry, buddy, I just don't think she's gonna go for us, you know? My dick is sensitive, you know? What? Why? Well, the truth. Because you sleep on a floor, you have negative $89 in your checking account, and you haven't learned to let go of the past. How about you keep working on you? Sometimes I think that's the only reason why I work out, you know? Just trying to be as good as my dick thinks I can be. But that's not the only thing that makes it difficult, you know? Women and men, they just want different things, right? You know? Women want things like stability and resources and to steal your dreams and make them their own. Yeah. All I want is to go on tour, all right? That's it. That's the only thing I want out of life. The goal used to be higher. It used to be Red Rocks. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's my white whale, dude. If I could ever get there, that's my marker for success, okay? But much like everything in life, I've learned that getting what I want out of comedy is a matter of lowering my expectations. So just, if I could just go on tour, you know what I mean? That sounds like the best time, dude. Just me and 2 other dudes in a van, peeing in bottles, you know? What's your preference, man? You go Gatorade, Sprite? You look like a hydro flask kind of guy. You need some girth, right? You need some space. You got pee vase in the car. Pop the lid off that bitch. Yeah, dude. On the way to the show. Play fun tour pranks on your friends, like, you know, take all their socks and underwear to a dry cleaners and have them run it through extra heavy starch. Watch your friends waddle out on stage the next night in their fucking cardboard underwear. I forget, this is Seattle. Do you guys know what starch is up here? Texans put it in their pants to make them hard for no reason. It's the most annoying thing. But, you know, you can't play fun pranks like that with women, you know? I learned this the hard way. I was dating this girl. She's staying at my place a couple of days. All her clothes on the floor. I had to do some laundry. Picked her stuff up, threw it in the wash with my shit. An hour later, we almost fought to the death. Yeah. If you don't know why that is, I gotta wrap this up. It's because basically, I tried to figure out the best analogy to explain this to men. Putting your girlfriend's clothes in the washing machine is like putting gas in your diesel truck, all right? It's fucked, you know what I mean? It's it's ruined. Okay, that's my time. I've been Addison Cleaver. Thanks very much.
Let's give it up for Addison Cleaver. If his penis were a Winnie the Pooh character, his name would be Eeyore. All right. On deck, we have David Altamirano. But coming up right now, we have the very funny Scott Coburn.
Hello, I'm Scott Coburn, and I'm an alcoholic. Sorry, wrong room. I'm Scott Coburn, and I'm a narcissist. You know, they say that narcissism only negatively affects other people. Well, for the next 4 minutes, you're the other people. I've done a lot of ridiculous stuff in my life. Hardcore drug use, unsafe sex, whatever the fuck you call this is. But by far, the most ridiculous thing I've ever done is marry a redhead. Love you, baby. Being married to a redhead is like having a raging hard-on and a chronic migraine all at the same time. You know, Mark Twain said that humans evolved from apes, but redheads evolved from cats. Totally makes sense. They never listen. They're either super affectionate or they're clawing your eyes out. There's nothing in between. And they're really loud when you're fucking them. I'm sorry. I gotta be really careful what I say up here. All 5 of my kids are like these woke millennials. They'll cancel me in a second if I say the wrong thing. I mean, I'll still have to pay their cell phone bills, but they'll never call me. You know what's weird? That all 5 of my kids are gay? Because my wife and I, we're 100% straight. I even asked one of my matches on Grindr. He thought it was weird too. And none of my wife's softball team could explain it. You know, family dinners at my house are amazing though. I have my 5 kids, their partners, all our friends. My wife makes these huge dinners. We can't even eat all the food, but it's weird because there's still less of a variety of side dishes at the table than there are gendered pronouns. There's more pronouns at the table than my wife has mood swings. There's more pronouns at the table than RuPaul has wigs. And that's a lot. I watch Drag Race. Great show. You know, they say when you raise kids, you have 2 choices. Do you want them to be happy and healthy, or do you want them to be funny? Thanks, Mom. If we would have lived on the street a little while longer, I'd be killing it up here. She only thinks of herself. You know, speaking about the street, have you heard about this rainbow fentanyl they have out there now? Oh my God, it's so dangerous. Even Fox News and the Christian conservatives, they're all up in arms about this stuff, about how dangerous it is for the kids, and we need to protect the kids, and we need to protect the kids. And, oh, not the fentanyl part. They don't like the kids exposed to rainbows. So dangerous. You know, I heard about a third of the room go quiet on the end of that joke. Please, reholster your weapons. It's only a joke. You know, I know what you're thinking, Scott. God damn it, you're a 60-year-old man. How the hell do you look so good up there? Well, I spend $200 a month on CrossFit and $200 a month on ice cream. It's the exercise addiction, eating disorder, tug-of-war diet. You know, doing stand-up is an awful lot like eating a gallon of ice cream. By the time you're halfway finished, you hate yourself, but the show must go on. You know, a lot of you are thinking, oh my God, Scott, can you really eat a gallon of ice cream in one sitting? Yes, I can. Others of you are probably thinking, oh my God, is he only halfway through this narcissistic bullshit? Also, yes. You know, I've only been doing stand-up about 4 months now, and I thought it was going to be really hard. It's actually one of the easiest things I've ever done in my life. I get up in the morning, I write 10, sometimes 15 jokes every single day. I'm going to be the next king of comedy if I can ever figure out how to make any of them funny. Did you hear about this lady in Germany? She killed her doppelganger in order to fake her own death. No, true story. So if you ever see me up here being funny, please call the police. I'm probably dead. I'm Scott Coburn, masculine but not toxic, sarcastic, but not an ass, and a comedian, but not funny. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Scott's wife. All right. On deck, we have Jason McBride, but coming up right now, we have David Altamirano.
All right, one more time for Dino Dad, guys. Dino Dad. You know, I don't know who has worse daddy issues, him or us, because he calls himself Dino Dad, but we call him Dino Dad too, you know? That's Dino Poppy, man. He's the man. I've been at home drinking my girlfriend's essential water. And the only reason why I do it is because she buys like a whole 6-pack of essential water, and she'll come home and not even share it with me or my kids, you know? So I've been drinking it, and I've been filling up with tap water to see if she notices it. She doesn't. And I understand now why that 9.5 shit it tastes good. You guys like water? I've also been stealing groceries a lot, you know? I don't steal a lot. I typically just steal groceries, you know, food. A lot of like food. But when I go into, I steal from QFC, you know? And I sometimes go in there with my 7-year-old Grayson, and I'll load up my bag, you know, and I carry my own receipt just in case he stopped me, you know, and asked me what I bought. But every time I've gone away, right? But right when I exit out the grocery store, my son is always like, "Dad, we forgot to pay." And I'm like, "No, son, I paid on the app. There's an app for everything now." I live at home with their mom. You know, we're not really together, and it's very tough, you know, living with someone that you're not with. But we co-parent, and we kind of suck at that too. But so the other night I was hearing her argue with some guy on the phone, you know, and I kind of got who it was, like who the guy was, and he lives like 2 states away in California. And it was really hard to be in the next room playing with my children, you know, and hearing her fucking go off on some dude who doesn't even live here. But I thought to myself, like, man, I gotta thank him. You know, like I should be sucking his dick, to be honest. Like, he's doing me a favor, you know? He really is. It sucks though, like arguing in front of your kids, right? How many parents are in the house tonight? Yeah? Yeah, all right. We all fucked up, huh? We all made mistakes. It's all right. That's why we're here. But it's tough, like, you know, arguing in front of him. And I thought to myself the other day, like, he's honestly going to become a pretty sick-ass rapper, you know? Or, damn, that I'm working that one out. It's an open mic. Yeah. All right. Have you guys ever cheated on someone?
Yeah.
Yeah? I did for the first time, like last year. And I felt terrible, you know, so I thought I'd tell her. But where I told her at was at Disneyland. And the way I told her was we were on a roller coaster, right? I forgot which one. And we were coming up and just about to go down and hit the loop. And right when we were about to hit down, like go down the roller coaster, I was like, "Baby, I got something to tell you." She's like, what? And we just went straight down. I was like, "I cheated on you, you know?" And she asked me when we got off the ride, she's like, "Babe, what was that you told me?" And I was like, "None, baby, I told you I loved you." You know? But I told her. All right, guys? All right, my name is David Altamirano. Thank you.
That was David Altamirano, a role model to his kids and a model human being. All right, on deck we have Mark Sinclair, and coming up right now, Jason McBride.
Thank you. I found this great dating site where they actually pay you to meet women. It's called Jury Duty. You guys heard of that? It's pretty effective. I mean, think about, like the amazing stories you get from that, So how did you guys meet? Well, it all started with a triple homicide. Yeah, like she thought the guy was guilty. I didn't think he was guilty, but I wanted to get laid. So I was like, yeah, I think he did it, and he's in prison. But in a way, so am I, so it's fine. I don't know. You guys, I like animals better than I like people. Woo! To eat. But I have to be fair, I've never eaten a person, so I don't know, maybe I'm just biased. I don't know. We got any cannibals here? Yeah, I figured. We're almost in Ballard. It seems I don't know what that seems a little. No, I don't know. Like if you're a cannibal, you do not want to be in a small town. You want a small town to be in you. Yeah. Just think about that cannibal, chewing on all those people. Real grisly, tough crowd, So dumb. You guys hear there's a nationwide Adderall shortage? Yeah, huge story. Nobody's paying attention. I'm not going to beat that. I don't know. I also keep hearing about how AI is going to be taking away all our jobs and replacing us. So I'm going to apply to be an AI. Seems like that's where things are going. I don't know. You guys might notice, I don't know, some of you might be saying when I'm up here telling my jokes, can this fellow be funny without being offensive? And the answer is no, because I am retarded. And us retards just ain't too sophisticated. So we work with what we got, I don't know. Shit. Thing. I don't know, I was thinking we had that shooting recently, and I was thinking about the solution to gun violence, and I think it's heroin addiction. Because if you give a heroin addict a gun, he's just gonna sell it, That's why I'm not scared to go downtown Seattle, I know if any of them have a firearm, that is just gonna go right into their arm. And so, it's safe down there. Don't believe the hype. All right, I've been Jason McBride. Thank you guys.
That was Jason McBride, the only man who can make fun of special needs people and fit right in. All right. On deck, we have Joe Nelson, and coming up right now, Mark Sinclair.
When I was being breastfed, my mother was fighting for her life against breast cancer. I think that's why I like spicy food. Woo! I've performed stand-up in every state. Horny's my favorite. Bitches be socialists until you whip out an android. My grandfather was diagnosed with late-stage dementia. I'm just glad that one of us was able to forget the molestation. Thank you.
That's funny.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting pretty sick and tired of all these Russian gender reveal parties in Ukraine. I decided to rescue rather than adopt. The judge is calling it kidnapping. No, I rescued a 1-month-old golden retriever puppy, and I named her Blue. I decided to name her Blue because that's the way my snake likes his meat prepared. My father raw dogged my mom. Woo! And now it's wrong for me to raw dog his? He calls me mean names, like pervert and necrophiliac. It's like she wasn't even that dead. Being a shitty driver is a pre-existing condition to owning a Prius. Thank you. Dating is a lot like job interviews. I get laid a lot easier if I lie.
You're making it's like an earthquake on that camera.
I was at the club the other day and a girl hit me with a,
Every time
hey,
you're touching
does
and
the
moving
carpet
everything
match
on
the
this table,
drapes?
It's like an earthquake on this
So
camera.
I hit her back with a, I don't know. Is there a difference between lice and crabs? Here's a philosophical question. After flooding a single toilet bathroom with a diabolical amount of diarrhea, which stare is more shameful? The one you give yourself in the mirror, or the one you give the person next in line? Okay, I'm gonna end it right there. Thank you so much.
All right, that was Mark Raw Dog Sinclair. All right. On deck we have Sasha M. But coming up right now, here he is, Joe Nelson.
What's going on, everyone? Oh yeah, I saw on the flyer tonight. This is supposed to be grunge comedy, so just keep me in the spirit. If you guys don't laugh at my shit, I will kill myself. I'm a comedian. I need attention. I really put the Bane in Kurt Cobain, if you know what I mean. Dude back there in the leather jacket, you look sick, bro. You look like, yeah, my man. Yeah, everyone take a look at this guy. He looks like a savage. He looks like Wolverine. But that makes sense. We are in Seattle. There are plenty of X-Men here. Cringe joke. You can make them. Fuck it. Hey, you know, life's been going pretty great for me. I got married this year. Yeah.
Can you be careful?
That's a
earthquake
reaction.
on this camera.
Yeah, I've been with this girl now for 10 years. 10 years, she's the best. I love her so much. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, after 10 years, things start getting a little stale in the bedroom, if you know what I mean. So I've been trying a few new things out. The most popular so far I've been faking my own orgasms. Yeah, I don't know if it's the Dungeon and Dragon player in me, but I feel like it's just so much more fun when everyone's pretending together. Like, if she's gonna do it, I might as well do it. But it's kind of fucked up. She's so much better at it than me. But, you know, she's been doing it for 10 years now. I just got in the game. It'd be like if Mike Tyson were to fight a 12-year-old. We know who's gonna win that fight, right? As you guys can probably tell, now that I'm a married man, I'm starting to dress a little bit better. Dress a little more age appropriately. That part's not the joke, don't laugh, what the fuck. So the other day I was going underwear shopping at the local Goodwill, and I saw a man with a really jacked up blade trying to donate him his clothes. I'm not trying to sound like a bigot or anything, but I really don't think that guy should be allowed to pass off his jeans. Shortly after Albert Hoffman synthesized LSD, the CIA started experimenting on their coworkers by putting acid in their coffee and observing their erratic behavior. I sure wish my coworkers were that cool. So I'm getting a little stuffy. Well, loosen it up a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys can tell by the looks of me or not, but I am really into porn.
Right? Like, porn's the best, dude. Porn's the shit. Porn is the bee's knees. It's all the parts of the bees. Which is kind of weird that after all these years of watching, I finally found a porno type I don't like. ASMR porn. You know that whisper stuff. Yeah, like, I can't get into it. Like, no matter how hard the guy and girl are going at, the guy could, like, slam the girl against the wall, flip her upside down, do reverse Texan, a flying squirrel, all the old school stuff. And the woman just won't make a peep. The most you might ever get is, you like it, yeah, take it, give it to me, daddy, Oh, fuck that noise. Like, if I want to see a guy give it maximum effort, really give it everything they got, the woman not make a single noise, well, then I would just fuck my wife, right? Like, where's the adventure there? And you guys, don't even get me started on the orgies. The orgies are the absolute worst. Picture for me, if you will. Close your eyes if you have to. A room full of people all trying to fuck each other without even a pin drop. Well, that's easy for me to picture. I would just have my dad's will reading. Dark. Hey, I just had a newborn 2 weeks old as of like yesterday. Yeah, it's crazy, man. The birth was scary though. Like he actually had a less than 1% event happen. His umbilical cord was actually tied in a knot, and a lot of times this leads to babies just dying. It was very scary. I hope for the rest of his life he's not a naughty boy. Dad joke. I don't think I have too much more time. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys.
Let's give it up for Joe Nelson. He's a father, he's married, and he likes porn. All right, on deck we have Cody Albers, but coming up right now we have Sasha F.
So I wanted to check, were you planning on laughing at my jokes? Yeah, I think the communication is valuable so that I don't find out that I'm bombing gradually and during the set. So I was thinking about baking powder recently. I feel like I'm really curious about how they named baking powder that, because most of the ingredients in baking can be described as baking powder. So there's this church near my house, and they have like a statue like Jesus, except he's like lying on a park bench and has a blanket over him. And so, the idea is like, what if Jesus was homeless? And I agree with the message of that statue, but I feel like it's just not accurate to the Bible. Like, Jesus was a carpenter, so like he would never be homeless for very long. So I was wondering how childbirth worked before they invented shaving your pubes. Like, wouldn't the baby get tangled on the way out?
Oh my god!
Sorry if that doesn't make sense. I don't spend a lot of time near vaginas. So I got some comedy feedback that I don't do enough segues in these sets. So speaking of shaving your pubes, thank you for rewarding me with that. So I had a surgery about 2 years ago. It was like a pretty major surgery, and they had to make an incision like right here. And so before the surgery, the only thing the doctor told me was don't eat or drink anything for 12 hours. And I did that. And then I wake up after the surgery, and 10 minutes later, the doctor comes in and he said, first sentence is, hey, Sasha, the surgery went fine. You'll be back to normal in 2 weeks. And the second thing he says is, hey, Sasha, while you were under anesthesia, we had to shave your pubic hair a little. I think that makes me feel kind of good about my pubic hair shaving abilities, because I've never had to go under anesthesia to shave my pubes. Yeah. Also, like, who the fuck does that? Like, it's like you've passed out at a really kinky frat party and they shave your pubes a funny way. So yeah, like I think like 2 or 3 days later, I finally could like take the bandages off of my crotch area. And what the surgeon did is he shaved the left half of my pubes and they left the right half untouched because they didn't have to cut there. It's like, if the character Two-Face from Batman, like I think that's how he would shave his pubic hair. Yeah, like there were like 6 people in that operating room, and and they were all watching like one surgeon shave my pubes while I was passed out. Like that's fucked up. Yeah. You know my surgeon. He has a degree from Harvard. Like, like I paid $2,000 out of pocket for this surgery. Like I think it's one of the cheaper ways to get somebody from Harvard to shave your pubes. Like I don't think they have a lot of prostitutes who graduated Harvard. Actually, technically, it would be $4,000 to shave my pubes because he only shaved half of them. So I went to a strip club for the first time last week, and so, I learned that you can like tip the strippers by stuffing dollar bills into the waistband of their underwear, but you're not allowed to slide individual quarters down the back of their underwear. The strip clubs are a terrible place if you're a coin enthusiast. Like, you can't pelt the strippers with individual quarters and make it hail. They don't even care if the quarters are from interesting states. That's how much they hate coins at the strip club. I thought like it wasn't enough money, so I got like a roll of quarters that comes in paper from the bank, like $10 a quarter. You're also not allowed to call in an artillery strike on the strippers. I think that's all I wanted to say. Thank you guys.
Speaking of shaving your pubes, that was Sasha F. All right, coming up on deck is Ken Daly, but coming up right now, Cody Albers!
Wrote a couple of these jokes that I was taking a shit like 10 minutes ago. See how it goes. Oh, and I got a burp. Guess it'll wait. I'll just do it spontaneously. I was just thinking about how my parents are like, you're not allowed to watch Power Rangers or Dragon Ball Z, it's gonna make you violent. But they let me listen to Michael Jackson. They let me watch The Cosby Show. Anyways, no scar damage, no scars, trust me. They're all blisters. I'm really good at saving money. I never pay for porn, for instance, because it never lasts longer than the preview. Personally, I'm a fan of Tesla. I hope he keeps doing good things. I'm really hoping the next thing he does is make flying cars. I really need a flying car. I'm really sick of running people over. As long as they're not in the way of my takeoff, I think we're good to go. Did you guys hear about the knife fight at the desert? It's fucking on Google and my news, Google. Knife fight at the desert, no one. It's alright, it was pretty cut and dry. In elementary school, I had this bus driver who used to always be like, come on in, the water's fine. Then one day, he drove that bus off of a bridge. And that water was cold as shit. Can you imagine what the first period must have been like? Picture it with me. Adam and Eve, just sitting there all alone. It's just the two of them. Holy shit. Yeah. Eve, she turns to Adam. She's like, Adam, my vagina is bleeding. And Adam just looks at her and goes, "Thank God." I hear the coke here sucks. That blows. I hear they call marijuana ganja sometimes. That's dope. This dude laughed at me after I sucked his dick. That's gay. I love drug-free zone signs. It's nice to know that everywhere else is fair game. I tell people that I'm a dog whisperer because I feel like if I told them I could talk to dogs, they might catch on. It's really good. I was back home hanging out with my buddy in Michigan and helping him out with this kid. Helping him out with his kids. And he said something like, "Oh, well, that's a relief. That went really swell." And I was like, "Yeah, that went smoother than a baby's bottom." And he's like, "Man, you can't say that anymore. Like, why'd you say that?" I was like, "What do you mean? Like, smoother than a baby's bottom? That's a thing people say." And he was like, "You don't have any kids. You can't say smoother than a baby's bottom. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense." So I said, "What if I said smoother than my best friend Ben's baby's bottom?" But I guess that's not gonna work for me either. All right, thank you guys.
That was Cody Albers, period. Thank God. All right. On deck, we have Ben Whittle. But coming up next, we have Ken Daly.
How's everybody doing? Great. Yeah. It's been a while. I don't know if any of you remember me, but like I used to do this about 6 months ago, and then I don't know, for a while I just didn't really feel like being funny for a while, you know. It's like my therapist says I don't have seasonal affective disorder, I have financial affective disorder. Like first of the month rolls around, I look at my bank balance, I go, I got no money, man. But then something happened recently, something that gave me hope. And it was the trailer for the new Barbie movie. How many people have seen that? Woo! Yeah. The trailer itself is terrifying, because it reminds me of like that one section of the toy store that you always used to avoid, like the plague. Like those, if you grew up back in the 80s, like you went to KB Toys or Toys R Us, you know, you'd be kind of wandering around. Next thing you know, you're noticing all the pink, noticing all the pointies, and you're like, ah! You run the fuck out of there. You're just like, because you don't want to get the cooties on you, you know? But the thing is, it was the poster. It was Ryan Gosling as Ken. And the thing is, Ryan Gosling is almost the exact same age as me. Like, he was literally born 2 weeks after I was. He's even more Scorpio than I am. And on the poster for him, it says, "He's just Ken." I was like, yes! Finally someone gets me. It's like, you know, I'm so sick of all these years of people trying to tell me that I'm some kind of creative genius not living up to his potential. I'm like, I'm just a moron trying to do his best, dude. But I have a new job now. I used to work in tech and I got laid off just like millions of others. I work in curbside pickup, not the cool kind of curbside pickup where you're just kind of like standing around going, hey, how's it going? You want to spend some time? No, it's at a grocery store where you take the groceries out to someone's car. So I've been dealing with a lot of car trunks lately. And I've noticed, like, here's the thing. When you're going down on someone, you still have like the same, you know, they come in all shapes and sizes, but you still got like the same basic blueprint, you know. You kind of have a general idea of where shit is. But like with the trunk on someone's car, button could be in the middle, could be on the bottom, you know, it could be on the side where you have to open it this way. And Jeeps can fuck right off. I mean, no offense to anyone who owns one. But it's like you got the top part, the bottom part, you don't know which one goes first, you got the bar that goes across on some of them. Fortunately, most of them are nice enough to come out and help you with it. I had one today, she calls in, on the caller ID it says Dorothy Gale, like from the Wizard of Oz. I'm like, really? So I pick it up, he's like, yeah, I'm calling in to check in an order for a completely different name. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll get you checked in. And then, you know, I get her checked in, take her stuff out, and as soon as I go out there, I'm like, Dorothy! Dorothy! And I see this car truck goes, and she's already standing outside. Like, she's obviously used to hearing her name called that way for like ever. And then, you know, I give her groceries, I say, is this, and then after, right before she goes, I'm like, have a nice time enjoy your time in the Emerald City. She says, thanks. It doesn't even faze her, so I'm thinking she must be local, not from Kansas. Anyway, that's me, I'm Ken Daly, just Ken. It's Ken Just Ken, that's my Instagram handle. Thank you.
Give it up for Ken Daly, the Ryan Gosling of comedy. All right. On deck we have Brad Duckins, but coming up right now we have Ben Whittle.
I like to read news articles to get inspiration to write jokes, and there was this one news article that said, "Is your dog a genius?" So I clicked on it and it just said, "No, and you're a fucking idiot for thinking that." I am not a petty person actually until I see a dog. Just gotta, yeah, it's pretty dumb. I figured I'd try it out. I was at the gym the other day and I was on the Stairmaster and this black guy walks up to me and he goes, "Hey, we need a 10th for basketball and you look like you play." And let me tell you what, I have been walking on air ever since. I was just the greatest compliment I've ever been. Oh my gosh. The greatest thing a white person can hear playing basketball is, white guy can hoop. I personally have never heard that said about me, but you know, one can dream. I'm a waiter and some guy walked up, I was serving a guy and he says, "Hey, do you have any non-alcoholic, sugar-free drinks?" And I leaned over to him and I said, "Sir, this is America." And he looked up at me and he goes, "I'm diabetic." And that was awkward. That wasn't fun. But what is fun, like, what do you get when two diabetics have a baby? Type 3 diabetes. God, this is so dumb. Thank you. You've been great all night. Sitting right there next to you. I don't trust the dentist. I don't like the dentist. I think it's a made-up profession. Because if you don't go to the dentist, the only thing that happens is you get harassed by your dentist. They're like, "Oh, you gotta come in for your annual gum bleeding." It's the only place, like, who here has ever been to the dentist and not lied? Really? You've never lied at your dentist? That's surprising. I just feel like, you know, they, fuck, I'm floundering. I'm sorry, guys. If a dentist is so important, Why does every zombie have a perfect bite? I don't know. Their jaw's falling off, but they still got, you know. I haven't been to a dentist in like 3 years, so this is partially just me being terrified of the next time I go to the dentist. It's gonna be a whole issue. All right, fine. I'll take out the. Oh fuck, where is it? There it is. Thank you, Noah. Yeah, I don't have you guys on my side enough to try the edgy things, so I'm just gonna call it right there. My name's Ben. Thanks.
That was Ben Whittle. Ain't that the tune? All right. On deck, we have Mike, Tony, Heath. Let's give it up for, well, let's just go to the next one. Next one's Brad Duncan.
What's going on, guys?
Woo!
Yeah, I gotta try to record this fucking thing. No, wrong button. My time has started. All right. Yeah, you guys like living in Seattle? Do all you guys live in Seattle? Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to a guy the other day. He's like, dude, Seattle is going downhill. I was like, yeah, I can see why, but why do you think why? He's like, dude, the other day, I watched a guy take a shit in the middle of the street for 15 minutes. I said, you watched a guy take a shit for 15 minutes? I'm not even concerned about the people taking the shit in the street. I'm more concerned about the people watching it, you know what I mean? He's like, dude, Seattle's getting bad, dude. I've been watching people shit all day, dude. And it's like, it's a problem. It's becoming a problem out there. Yeah, check his basement. But crime is getting bad. A lot of like car theft. My car's been broken into a couple times. But it's great for hoarders. You know? You just gotta do it right. You know, I've been saving all my Amazon boxes. I'll just like fill it with shit I don't want and then leave it in my unlocked car. You know? And then like this guy, he'll grab all this stuff, right? He'll drag it like 4 miles to some like tent underneath an overpass. He breaks it out and he's like, hey man, what'd you get? He's like, dude, like dirty underwear, some like kitchen knives and like some latex gloves. He's like, I'm actually scared. I should have got the license plate. I feel like I'm an accessory to murder at this point. This looks like evidence. But, no. My buddy we were talking about like successful people, and he's like, dude, those people are like always douchebags. I was like, yeah, but like, wouldn't you be if you were like that rich? He's like, I don't know. And then I got me thinking, like, I don't even have enough money to be an asshole. Like, that's why I'm so nice. Because I got no money, you know what I mean? Like, there's a direct correlation there. Like, you can afford to be a douchebag, right? It does suck being white and unsuccessful, though. You know, people start asking questions, like too many questions. I can only get past 2 questions. They're like, so like, what, like, do you have a gambling problem? Are you a drunk? I'm like, nah, dude, I'm just like not that smart. Like, I just don't get stuff, you know? Goes right over my head, you know? Like the other day, mostly the common sense, you know? I just don't have common sense, you know? It's not that common, right? Every boomer growing up, I was told that, you know? They're like, you fucking... They see a kid, they're just like, ooh, good luck. No, but like, I saw this guy, this neighbor of mine, he was like putting like stuff out in front of his yard, you know, with a free sign, like some of those like psychopaths do with couches in Seattle. But he was putting out kid toys, right? And I was driving by and I was like, man, that's terrible. And I pulled over and I was like, hey man, I'm sorry for your loss. He's like, what? I'm like, well, your kid must have passed. He's like, he grew up, you fucking idiot. I'm like, well, the first stage of, the first stage of fucking grief is denial, He's like, get the fuck off my property, man. Anyway, I'm Brad Duncan. Thank you, guys.
Woo! Get up for Brad Duncan. He's not a douchebag. All right. On deck, we have Tim Hope. But coming up right now, we have Mike Tony Heath.
Woo! Hello, folks. Keep it going for Brad, everybody. Give him a round of applause. And give him $1 if you can spare it. Like, I was really feeling the pain of his poverty. So, help a brother out. Let's lift Brad up tonight. I know something about poverty. I grew up lower middle class. Anybody else grow up lower middle class? Hey, it's hard being lower middle class whenever you're messing around with the devil's lettuce. Because you can't afford a pipe, so you use a pop can. And that's like playing basketball with a soccer ball. Like it works, but it just kind of feels a little off. You feel like, I hope no one sees what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna get judged for my poverty. Like, who can't afford a basketball? I couldn't afford a pipe. My favorite pop can was Dr. Pepper. Because I felt like I could taste, all 23 flavors. Like, it really brought out a similar flavor in that funky flour. When that skunky tangerine tickles your throat, that's when you know you're living paycheck to paycheck. That's my life. Growing up wasn't all bad though, but there was some tough stuff like I experienced. Like I know growing up is pretty hard whenever your body grows faster than your bladder. Because you're wet the bed at every middle school sleepover. I know this from experience because I lived through that childhood trauma. Not to get too real, but it goes with me everywhere I go. It's like a backpack. It seeps into every conversation. Just like my urine seeped into the floor of Drake's bedroom. Like I finally got invited to the cool kid sleepover. We were up late, you know how it is. We're slamming Mountain Dews, crushing oatmeal cream pies until we all fall asleep to that sweet soundtrack of Call of Duty. And then as the sun rises, you awake to a pile of your own urine. And now you're going into stealth mode. You're shuffling through Drake's drawers looking for a new pair of drawers. You're going to every closet and cabinet looking for cleaning solutions to clean up your mess. And you've been up for an hour and you're still in your pee pants, but you realize you haven't woken up a soul. And that's when I realized that childhood bedwetters would make the best ninjas. Or secret operatives. Like, I think the Navy SEALs and the Marines should go to every local high school and be like, is there any childhood bedwetters here? America wants you to save our world from terrorism. The cool kids don't want you, but we want you. America needs you. That guy gets it. All right, we're gonna have a little meeting after this in the back. The world's getting scary though. AI is gonna take us all over. Elon Musk, even Elon Musk said we gotta stop this, guys. We need 6 months to pause AI development. And this is coming from the guy who owns Neuralink. You guys know what Neuralink is?
Yeah.
We're gonna plug a computer into our brains. So if you were bullied in middle school like me for wetting the bed, all you need to do is invest in Neuralink, and then you can learn Kung Fu overnight. That's right, my friend. We're going to be living in the Matrix. Be warned. My name is Mike Tony Heath. Thank you so much, guys.
Woo! That was Mike Tony Heath. That was comedy gold. All right. On deck, we have Misunderstood. But coming up right now, we have Tim Hope.
Tinder date recently. Who knows why? All my Tinder dates tend to get ruined in like the first minute when my date shows up and calls me dude. I don't like getting called dude by women that I'm trying to date. Like I know that beggars can't be choosers. Okay, I know that I look like Slender Man if he became a youth pastor, but like it bothers me. Like I just want a little like romance and mystery in my life. So like, but I don't say anything. I'm like, you know, hey, what's up? But on the inside, just fucking insanity. I'm like, all right, dude, we're starting at dude. Okay, bro. Like, I'll have a water, and for starters, let's split the check. You know what? No, I'll be nice. I'll buy the first round. Bring my buddy here a beer. It's just fucking insanity in my head. And I've been told by women that like that's a test. Like when they call you dude, it's like a test for insecurity. Well, quit drilling, baby. You struck oil. There's an underground ocean of insecurity just below the surface, and you found it. I don't know. I don't know why I'm so fucking crazy. I think I've just had too many heartbreaks. So I've decided my next relationship is going to end in either marriage or murder. Some lucky lady doesn't know it yet, but she's either about to have a happy marriage or her own Netflix documentary. And I see that as a win-win. No, that's fucking crazy. Of course, I don't mean that at all. I am like a hopeless romantic, emphasis on the hopeless, but I just can't wait to fall in love and get married. I don't know what my future wife is doing right now. I hope she's having fun. I hope she's getting all the good dick from hot guys that she wants. Because once she meets me, no more. It's mediocre dick from Big Bird for the rest of her life after that. You know, no, I have always had these like romantic ideals. Like growing up, my favorite movie was The Notebook. That's exactly how you should react to that. But like, I love that movie, but it's so unrealistic. Like for anyone who doesn't know, I'll tell you a little bit about the movie. It's about a young couple, they fall in love, then they break up, and the guy writes her a letter every day for a year. That's like, isn't that a little bit creepy? Like imagine you broke up with a guy and he sends you a message every day for a year. And I understand that like in the movie, her mom is keeping the letters from her, like she doesn't know, but he doesn't know that. So he's just not getting any response to these letters and he just keeps sending them. You know, that's like if I were to send Doja Cat a good morning message every day on Instagram, which I do, and she still hasn't responded, which I think is kind of rude to do to a fan, but that's neither here nor there. So anyways, and there had, like, I understand it's letters, and so it's more romantic, but like you don't know when she's gonna get them. But there had to be a point in that year, like 3 months in, where he's like, I think this bitch is ghosting me. And that means there had to be like an angry letter, where he's like, all right, well, if you want to be a stuck-up bitch and blow everyone at your dad's country club, like, I don't care. Like, and then there was this, then the letter after that was like, I'm sorry about that last letter. I just mentioned it. And so anyways, I'll finish. They get back together, they get married, they grow old, and then they die at the same time in the same bed. And again, very unrealistic. Like, dying at the same time is a lot like orgasming at the same time. Like, it's a nice idea, but everybody knows the guy goes first, and then the woman goes a little while later by herself. Thank you guys very much.
Let's give it up again to Tim Ho! All right, on deck we have Cruz, but coming right up now is Understood!
Energetic set. No, I'm just kidding. I'm pretty low energy. I'm Joey. If you know me. If not, that's cool too. I only have 4 minutes, so I'm gonna go quicker. I think it's really weird that The Rock. Do we love The Rock here? Everyone knows who The Rock is more than we know who the president is, basically, right? I think it's really weird that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is mostly made up of water.
Oh my god.
Sidelook. Okay. I did research for this joke. US.gov says 55% if you are a woman is made of water, 60% if you're a man. And the US.gov does not care about trans people. I think that's how Kanye phrased it. Something similar, right? Should I not add that tag? Okay. Someone said that other word earlier, so. You can wax poetic, why can't you wane poetic? You can wax Newton, can you wax Newton? I'm not gonna add that part. Anyone here have celebrity crushes that they want to shout out? You do not have to at all, but I like to hear it. I've heard Paul Rudd, I've heard Channing Tatum. Rihanna? That's the first female that's been shouted, fantastic.
Jason Momoa.
Nice. We keep going. No. Halle Berry's mine, but I'm not allowed to say that. I'm with a white woman, so I say Mariah Carey. I did ask the girl I'm with now, like who her celebrity crush is, and she answered something pretty shocking. She was like, Andre 3000. It was a completely different dude, right? Like from this one. About 120 pounds lighter. I saw someone at the gym the other day and they weighed themselves after me and all they had to do is move the heavy thing over 2 giant blocks for the 100 pounds. So like, I'm not gonna cut my leg off, I'm not gonna lose weight, I'm not getting down to 135. I'm not gonna tan because I hear that's bad for you and I don't wanna wear those little goggles that they make you wear in the bed. I can kind of sound cooler, but I can't really do anything with the celebrity crush. Like you're supposed to like censor yourself if you look nothing like the celebrity crush, right? Isn't that the appropriate thing to do? All right, that's done. As part of my visual discrimination study, I am in sandals. I'm the only person here that can rinse my feet off with that water in the cooler corner right now. That's a skill, that's talent. Also, only person that can cut my foot on these sharp stools, and that dog did try to lick my feet earlier. I dodged it. I didn't allow it. I don't think that would have been nice. I don't have enough time for calling back things. My first car was a Jeep, and fuck Jeeps. I do agree, because that vehicle taught me about transmissions and radiators in a very unfriendly way. There's a teacher that was really upset recently with a student. This is what happens when you teach. Any teachers here? Nope, no teachers. The teacher, typically, kids are all over the place, wild. Teacher got so mad she taped blue painter's tape in the shape of an X over the kid's mouth and had him sit in the corner for the entirety of the class. So obviously that made Fox News headlines. I can relate to that, but I did do some substitute teaching in Miami for a few years, but I haven't quite gone. Oh, I see lights. Yeah, that's good enough. That's my time. I've been done.
That was Understood, also known as Joey Mejia. All right, on deck we have Pate, but coming up right now we have Cruz.
What's good? Thank you for coming out on a Monday. I'm actually missing my wrestling for this, and so hopefully I don't bomb. And thank you for, like I said, Monday is rough, so good looking out. So somebody talked about being lower middle class. When I think of lower middle class, I think about chain link fence, because that cedar gets expensive. Yeah. Someone talked about witnessing a 15-minute shit. Now let me say, when you're witnessing one, I would start to gamble, gamble on the color or something. I don't know. I try to find a way to entertain myself. And everybody's talking about AI, taking over. I'm excited for AI because I'm excited to program my everything I have, and then so it can just find me my true match. But if I'm being honest with you guys, wouldn't it be funner if you could find out who your arch enemy is, and then you could like challenge him to a duel, you know? But of course you'd have to like you know, do some recon or whatever. Never mind, enough stupid. Shout out to Noah for putting this on. Thank you guys. Man, I appreciate it. Someone needs to get Noah laid, and I'll record it. Okay, here we go. Speaking of video cameras, my mom used to do this thing where she would make us record ourselves, and then she'd send the video, the messages to Mexico, where our family's from. And I always feel really bad because all my cousins would start showing off, their cars and their, TVs. And I felt bad because I couldn't show off. So one year, I decided, well, I'm tired of, not being able to show off. So I rented like a, Lamborghini, and that was dumb. Never mind. Okay, so check it out. Do you guys put any post-its in your guys' house, in your rooms or whatever? Or, well, I have something similar to that, but it's, what I do is I just keep my pizza boxes and beer cans in my room to remind me that I have no self-control or care about myself or respect myself. Oh, you guys ever have a friend who finally gets a stable job and he starts flexing on you guys? Woo! Like, you guys ever have that? Like, you're all hanging out in a circle and everybody's rolling their cigarettes, and then he waits until everybody's about to spark one up, and he throws his, his Marlboro or whatever. I thought that was kind of funny. All right, stabbings, right? There's a lot of them happening right now, and we ought to be very careful. So, that's it. Never mind.
Let's give it up for Rose! All right. On deck we have Alan. But coming up right now we have Pate. Woo! Pate!
Check. All right, we're good. Okay, so, it's my first time doing this, you guys. Shout out Substation. Shout out your bartenders. Tip everybody, let's go. This is fun. I love you guys. This is great. Some of you aren't funny, some of you are. And we're just working through it together, right? So, I'm going to make this nice and short and sweet, like most of my sex life. What I want to do for you guys, I'm going to tell you one joke right here, right now. That joke is, actually no, you know what? I'm going to tell you a joke, I'm going to sing you a song. The song's going to be short and sweet. Well, not like a Tootsie Pop. Okay, so. This is so weird. The lights, I can't even really see you guys. Anyway, all right, so my joke is, sorry, it's a little bit racist. An Englishman and an Irishman and a Scotsman all walk into a dingy bar. Nothing like this. We're talking real dingy. We are talking, it's nasty in there. So, Englishman walks up to the bar. Woo! There we go. Up at the bar. Orders a beer. Gets his beer. There's a little fly in his beard. Oh, that's not good. He says, take this back. I want another beer. Gets his beer. Walks off. The Irishman walks up to the bar. Says, hey, give me a beer. Of course, yet another fly. The Irishman looks down at his beer, picks that fly up out of his beard, licks it off. Goes, oh, we're good to go. Scotsman walks up, hoists up his kilt, and orders beer. Well, surprise, surprise. I'm sure you guys can guess. There's a fly in that beer. does the Scotsman do? He grabs that fly by the scruff of his neck and says, "Spit it out, you little bastard!" Okay, well, it's song time. Actually, hold on. Maybe I'm a little nervous. This is weird. I'm not used to this. I mean, you all are seasoned veterans. A couple of chuckles over here. I'm like, oh God, I feel what you guys feel. Jesus. Okay, hold on, real quick. A lot of y'all have kids, right? Woo! Woo! Well, you're here right now, and your kids aren't. So chances are you have a babysitter. Joke's on y'all. Don't trust those babysitters.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Sorry. I'm checking here, you guys. I don't got a phone in front of me. Okay, well, song time. I'm pretty sure I heard this in VeggieTales, maybe? I don't know. For some reason, it always stuck in my head, and it rings true to this day. So, oh, black socks, they never get dirty. The more that you wear them, the blacker they get. Sometimes I think I should wash them, but something inside me just says not yet. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Pate. That's his first time, and thank you, Pate. All right. On deck, we have Hans Cisneros. But coming up right now, we have Alan.
Let's go! Let's go!
How's it going, everybody? This is also my first time doing stand-up. I'm going to preface it. I'm a musician, not a comedian. Some people will say like, "Oh, but you're funny. You should try comedy." And at that point, we know that it's not always going to be the case. That would be like, "Hey, you guys should really be good musicians. Like, I love your air guitar." It's not going to be the same. It just doesn't work out that way sometimes. And now I got some old jokes, like really old jokes. So let's get to it. So the World Cup was a thing. Remember that? It happened in Qatar, and there's a lot of strict laws going on there. If you're unfamiliar with soccer, there's a really tight-knit beer culture there, and you can't drink in Qatar. So a lot of fans were upset about that. And what was one of the biggest sponsors? Budweiser. Okay, that's great, but you can't sell your product at the event. So it made me think well, what other situation would that equate to? Imagine, say, you're going to see the Naked Bike Ride and it's sponsored by Nike. How would you know? Maybe a Just Do It tramp stamp? You never know. So I heard on the radio one day, a news reporter said they were executed execution style. Kind of redundant, right? I was thinking are there other ways? Could you execute someone Gundam style? Have Psy just show up and just popping people boom, 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 kill them Gundam style. Or, just death by K-pop. I don't know. International Women's Day was last month. Told you these are old jokes. And I was listening on the radio, also radio joke, imagine that. They were saying, "Oh, happy International Women's Day," and then they go into the next song, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe they'll do Pat Benatar, or maybe Heart or something, and they go into "Hey, Hey, What Can I Do" by Led Zeppelin, which, if you're unfamiliar with that song, it's about a guy falling in love with a prostitute, I was like, good job, but this is 70s radio, so probably not too far off the mark. I don't know. I told you I'm not a comedian. Who's drinking whiskey tonight?
Yeah.
All right. That's my friend. All right. So, one thing that happened to me a couple months ago, I got really bad food poisoning. I don't know from where, but I'm gonna blame Polsbo. And as part of that, I had diarrhea for 5 days straight.
Woo!
Terrible. And one day it actually like eased up, which was great because I actually went to a show. Problem was, it was in Tacoma and I live in Ballard, or lived in Ballard at the time. So I go to the show, everything's doing fine. I still feel like shit, but I haven't shit. I think I cleared everything out. Like, I was ready for a colonoscopy at 27 without drinking all the nasty shit that my dad has. So I'm going through the show and everything's fine. Drinking water, everything's doing great. And then I'm driving home, show is great, but around Fife, I feel a storm brewing. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I start clenching, and I just start putting the pedal to the metal kind of thing, and with every gurgle, like Auburn, Kent, SeaTac, it's just like, oh my fucking God, I cannot stand this. But 40-minute drive or so, 45 minutes, I get home, and I walk into the door, and it's like, oh, time to go. It's like, no, I haven't even made it to the fucking bathroom. You know how you get that feeling? I was like, oh no, I'm not ready yet. But then I finally step into the bathroom. It's like, oh, time to go. It's like, motherfucker, I didn't even take my pants off yet. Shit. Eventually I get down and I'm ready to do it. And then a brown mushroom cloud erupted from Ballard that night. But in that moment, I realized the strongest muscle in my body is my sphincter. And as part of this discovery, I realized you want to take care of your muscles, you want to make them stronger. So I've developed a new exercise. Follow along with me. So it's going to be squats, essentially, but at the end, there's a kettlebell, and you wrap anal bead chain around it. So then, essentially, it kind of breaks down to, and clenching down, and clenching up, and clenching down, and clenching up. And just keep on doing that. I think it's going to work out multiple muscles. I think it's going to be a great trend. Who's all on board? Great. That's my time. Thank you very much.
Let's give it up for Alan. He's a musician and now he's a comedian. Woo! All right, on deck we have the very funny Felix Laura Blanco, but coming up right now we have Hans Cisneros.
I would apologize for every single person yelling, but we're Mexican. We're never gonna stop yelling.
Woo!
It's a part of our culture. That's the reason why y'all have all these fucking flags of get these people out of this country. Yes, because you guys got tired that you can't read in a quiet library. That's a joke. People who yell that typically aren't in libraries because they don't know how to fucking read. It's like, I read my Second Amendment. I'm like, did you read actually anything about it? Or did you just like to say the second because you forgot to say the first? Sorry, I just wanted to talk some shit right there. Because I'm going to be talking shit all over the place right now. Yes. Shit talking. Mexicans talking shit. That's how we get deported. Good luck with that on my side, though. You're not going to make it. I mean, I don't doubt you probably would, but be honest, I'm not going to go to Mexico. I'm going to get deported to Germany. Because my name is German. Sorry, that's the first time I've ever had to explain that joke to a crowd. It's like, I don't get the joke. I'm like, that wasn't a joke. It's called my name, god damn it. One day I'm gonna forgive my parents for that. That's a joke, I'm never gonna do that. Just like I won't forgive the fact that they fucked to make me. Actually, no. That's how all creatures are created in this planet, unless you're a self-replicating or a mutant. But both of those things are a bit of a weird thing because only one set of mutants are the ones that I know about, and they're 4 brothers that have names of Renaissance characters. Woo! Thank you for all turtle lovers here. I appreciate you more than you think. Also because I was thinking, what if there were to be commercials that were advertised for every single species of animal that could exist? Like first, the turtle one would be, hello, are you a turtle? Were you just born a turtle? Well, first of all, get out of where you're currently at because your mother loved you so much she buried you alive. It's not that she doesn't love you, it's more like she's like, I'm gonna give you hard mode handicap. First get out of the ground and then find your way to the ocean. Sorry, I crawled a mile. You can crawl a mile too. It doesn't matter to me if you've never seen the ocean. They have so many predators. Like another predator that for some fucking reason everybody likes. It's, are you a white person? Did you just see a white orca or a black and white orca on the ocean? On the beach, sorry, ocean. Do you want to go liberate it back into the ocean? Well, congratulations. Liberate that criminal back into the ocean. Because what they did to get on the land was technically attempted assault. Because they tried to take something that was in the land, thinking, oh, you think you're safe? You think you're safe on the land? Oh, you're about to see how gangsta orcas can be. It's called, I will get out of my safety. I can't walk, but I'm about to get on land just to whoop your ass. And then they get arrested on the middle of the beach because they can't move because they made a bad move. And now a white dude's going to be like, let me put him back in the ocean. He deserves freedom. Y'all quiet because you think I'm talking about something else. I'm just talking about orcas. Y'all can take your political senses to yourselves. This Mexican's gonna be just talking about Mexican shit. Except one would think, are orcas Mexican? No, they're not because, I mean, they're in the ocean, people. Goodness, read a book. I said I was gonna be talking shit. You guys were warned a long time ago. One of you gets offended. I'm offended by that Mexican. Yes, well, I'm offended by you being offended by this Mexican. It's called, let's see who gets offended first, you or me. It's probably it's not going to be me. I don't get offended very often. And also because I see a lot of things that also get me mad about things like that. Like the fact that everybody fucking gets angry when I park a mile away from the theater. I'm sorry, I'm looking for a parking spot, not to facilitate your ass so you can get to the movie fresh and nice. It's called, we're gonna see Fast and Furious whether you like it or not. There's no fanciness to this. You're gonna see cars in space and families everywhere. Good to know no one's seen Fast and Furious. I just spoiled your asses. On the family part, pendejos. Pendejos is Spanish for family. All the people applauding agree with me. He's talked about my family too. Yes, we have been speaking about your family, you white asses. Gosh. But no, actually, one thing, you guys enjoy the fact that you guys like to go into movie theaters and buy the food there and, be nice to the theater, buy the supplies. I'm sorry, I'm an immigrant. I don't see, if I walk in, I'm going directly to the movie because I enter a fat ass and I leave a skinny because all the stuff is already in me. The moment you see me sitting there, you're like, I smell carne, tacos. It's like, hey, what's up? You want some? Shut the fuck up and just take some. Gosh. No. I was just thinking, all these things just make me die of hilariousness over the fact that things that make us mad. Like, gosh, the things that we call one another. I've seen things online that have been getting me very angry lately because I'm like, I didn't realize that there could be Latinos that don't understand exactly what up with us. I'm sorry, we call the wetback by other people, and I'm like, the fuck? Where? I mean, thank you for finally acknowledging my Mexicanness, but Jesus. One day I'll be acknowledged. Hopefully it won't be by immigration, because the moment they recognize me, that's the day you will never see me again. Actually, no, I'm just joking. They can't get rid of me. I've told you, I'm undeportable. I've been Hans Cisneros, you're angry Mexican.
Let's give it up for Hans Cisneros! On deck we have Nick Cody. Coming up next we have Felix Lara Blanco!
here, bro. They won't get me, bro. Fuck no. Fuck me or Hans. Hans just looks German. I look Filipino. We're good, bro. We're chilling, bro. But I love being Mexican, dude. You know, the greatest thing about being Mexican is that our arch nemesis is another Mexican. You can never, a Mexican will tell you, you can go and say, hey man, I have this really good gig. Okay? You fucking marihuana? You're fucking teporocho, bro. You drink all the time, bro. How'd you land that? Nothing positive, bro. But you want that. I love that. I thrive in negativity, bro. Me gusta. Me gusta la mala vida. I love the bad life, bro. I love it, dude. That's why I end up dating toxicas. You guys know toxicas? It's the drive-through girls from McDonald's. They're always so beautiful, those beautiful Latina girls. And they catfish you too. All the fucking time. They present to you, they're like so nice. You know, they're so friendly to you. You know, you go on them with a few dates. You go to a nice restaurant. I'm trying to be nice to the waitress. Why are you nice to the waitress? ¿Por qué? What do you mean? Well, that's not your job. That's not your job to be nice. They're doing their job. I'm just trying to make, you know, their trabajo better. You know, it's a shitty job. Well, that doesn't matter. That's not your job. Well, at least when you're with me, you don't be nice with other girls. La puta madre. No, but like I said, being Mexican is great. It's awesome. The greatest thing about being Mexican is the cartels. I was listening to corridos on my way here, getting pumped up. You guys know corridos? Corridos is basically drug ballads. That's crazy. Only fucking Mexicans and Colombians ever make songs about drugs. And they're good too. They're like, man, I should do that fucking life. I should be a kingpin. Dude, thank God. Look, sometimes I'm like, I was raised here. I was born in Mexico City, but I was raised here. But sometimes I think about what my life would have been in Mexico City. Dude, I would have been the fucking boss. I mean, like, órale putos, we're gonna fucking get these drugs over there to the fucking north. We're getting all these guys on fucking coca. We're gonna do it. Viva la raza, cabrones. Balazos in the fucking air. No, but the thing about the cartels though is the kind of trouble they get into. And what I mean by that is, you know, you guys hear about the black family recently. They came here. They came to Mexico for the medicine. How fucked up is that you have to go to Mexico for medicine, bro? Doesn't that speak more about the fucking medical system in the U.S.? I know, bro, dude, I fucking almost died last year. My appendix bursted. I don't have medical insurance. Obviously, I mean. But I'm $20,000 in debt. Fucking shit. I should have gone to Mexico, bro. I should have fucking taken a chance getting kidnapped, bro. But no, think about it. So in Mexico, the policy, the Mexican president over there is abrazos, no balazos. Means hugs, not bullets. Do you think that would have worked for the black family that got kidnapped? No, amigo, abrazos, no, por favor. I don't know, maybe they didn't hug hard enough. All right, that's been all my fucking time. I love you.
Let's give it up for Felix, Laura Blanco. On deck, we have Ying Vigilon, but coming up right now, we have Nick Cody.
I'm actually shocked to hear how much positive response we got from the room right here. No, you know, those that don't know, I'm right here, fresh off a WWE pay-per-view event. Yeah. Woo! 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 Woo!
Dusty Rhodes fan. It's been really fucking shitty to see, as a Dusty Rhodes fan and a guy last name Cody, how they're gonna treat this motherfucker. Yeah, I got one laugh out there. They know, like, I'm up here and like, Oregon shit makes me look a lot better than the polka dots would be, right? Oh, but I can rock those polka dots. Listen to me right now. If you don't believe me right now, my friends that don't know Dusty Rhodes, I would make you believe in polka dots. Instead, my name's Nick Cody. I'm gonna make you guys believe in ducks and green and yellow. No, you don't believe me? No, if not. The problem is in the last couple of weeks, I've noticed that a lot of people that used to pretend they gave a shit about movies are pretending that the Academy Awards mean the fucking thing now, right? Now listen, the Academy Awards finally this year got one right. My favorite movie was Everything Everywhere All at Once. I was so, oh, thank you. I was so excited to be this attached to anime culture. I have not felt this, like, in touch with anime since I first found anime porn. I would love to like say that's just funny, but a couple of you laughed so hard there, like, you know what I'm talking about. You wish to God that your amount of like ability to sit there and just hold on and not bust your fucking nut was associated with all those 30-minute episodes of Dragon Ball Z. Because that's what I was dealing with, man. I was sitting there the entire Cell Saga, every 30-minute episode, just... I'm glad we got one person like laughing as hard as I came every single one of those. I appreciate it. No, here's the thing, dude. Like, Everything Everywhere All at Once finally like determined to me I wasn't alone. There were so many mothers out there that determined that I hadn't had enough sex with other people outside other cultures that I could pretend to be lesbian in front of them. No, I watched this movie though, and it kind of gave me like, you know, like in terms of my life, I wasn't able to line things up because, you know, my mom never owned a fucking laundromat, but my family owned a hot tub. So my first sexual experience was kind of close to what you could imagine from Everything Everywhere All at Once. No? For those of you that haven't seen the movie, I'll give you this visual right here. I was out there. Preteen, no, I shouldn't give you guys a visual. But I was out there, and I was thinking, dude, if you've ever been in a hot tub, you know the best jet is right there. Like, right, like not this top, but like right below there, and you gotta get a little sunk down in.
Oh my God.
I know, right? The saddest thing is I'm out there and my mom goes, Nicholas, you need to come in. You've been out there for hours. Said, Mom, I'm just about to come inside. I haven't watched WWE programming for hours and weeks. Well, for those of you that don't know, I was just coming here from WWE SmackDown and my knees are feeling a lot better, so it's the only reason I was able to accomplish that. If you want any more details, I hope you follow at Tapped Out Comedy. We got a goddamn great lineup of some of the comedians you're going to see up here tonight. And even worse, you will see me pay off that goddamn hot tub joke. If you come out. Unfortunately, my parents came out a lot of times, and they tried to come out with hot tub defoamer.
I just gotta tell you right there, it's not gonna do anything for you. But if you guys are big WWE fans, woo! 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 Please keep that energy up. Come out to Tapped Out Comedy on Thursday at Linwood. Thank you guys for your support. Give it up for Dino Time and everyone else around.
All right, that was Nick Cody. On deck, we have our final comedian, Adam Tiller. But coming up right now, the only woman here tonight. Let's give it up for her. Yeah, Newton!
Hello, substation. Wow, I didn't know only woman. Give it up to Donald, whatever. I call him Noah, so he's fantastic. Yeah, hello. My name is Ying. I recently moved from Spokane to Seattle. Yeah, recently, because I heard they're saying the grass is greener. This part of the side of the mountain, right? Cascades Mountain. And turned out, you guys are just grayer. It's been raining all day, all fucking day. Back in Spokane, I still go back once in a while. Yeah, we got 90% of sunshine, so my grass is always yellow, brown, yeah. And also we, the sun fuck up our suicide rate. In Spokane. And you guys are doing pretty good on that. Yeah, not only suicide, maybe it's serial killer. How about that? Ted Bundy started here. Ted Bundy started his career here, and Green Mountain serial killer. Yeah, that's fantastic. This place. Yeah. Maybe you guys just need some vitamin B. By moving here, what I really did is I traded in my house in a cul-de-sac in Spokane to a room in the basement. In Seattle, room in the basement. Yeah, my room, we do have a toilet. So I got a roommate now. I got 2 roommates, so we all have our own toilet. We share a kitchen and the living room. So every time I go back home, it's like, wow, that is my luxury prison cell. That's what I feel, yeah. And my roommate says, why? You can't do comedy in Spokane. Why move here? Everything's so expensive, Over here, it's like, well, I have been a single mother, empty nester for 1.5 years, so I already called 911 once in Spokane. So I was like, I told her, I said, if I die, probably nobody can find my body for 3 weeks, maybe 3 months, Now here in Seattle, I got you, roommate. If I die, you probably find my body tomorrow, right? Next day. Yeah. So now she got the message, right? She comes to my door every morning. Are you okay in there? I said, yeah, I'm not died yet. But my friend, now my roommate's my friend, and she said, yeah, you're still young. Maybe you should find a boyfriend, I don't want to see you die alone. I said, wow. Yeah, so I was kind of embarrassed to tell her, but I said, I'm not very good of relationships, not very good with a, boyfriend. So one thing kind of bothers me every time, when the people are celebrating their wedding anniversary. It's like, wow. Yeah, especially those diamond people. They're celebrating their 50 years diamond anniversary. I'm like, wow, I'm not good at that. But I follow a different life advice. Y'all heard that, right? Life is about journey. It's not about destination. Do you hear that? Okay, good. Give it up to that, right? Yeah. So that's why those people are celebrating diamond anniversary. To me, it's just like they reached their destination 50 fucking years ago. So boring. It's so boring. I had 3 journeys so far, okay? I'm working on my 4th. Yeah. The first one, when I was at University of Idaho, graduate student, so I was new here in this country, right? So there was a guy, a staff, working in the lab, started dropping notes in my mailbox. Every graduate student have a mailbox, right? So like I was been reading that note for 3 months, and I decided to meet him, knock on his door, laugh, and before I knew it, I was pregnant. So embarrassing, yeah. So like second year, when I was a graduate student, a good thing is second year, not the first year, right? I got married when I was 7 months pregnant. Wow, I was defending my thesis. I graduated, had a baby. All 4 things accomplished in 1 fucking year. Yeah, my daughter was born in December. For one of these things to a white girl would be a huge milestone. For immigrant, we just have to do it in a hurry. No big fucking big deal. But everything was okay until this guy, is a white guy, he started telling me his life story. Right? He said he's a German descent. And he told me his parents moved to United States, immigrated during World War II, 1940 something. And then he was telling me how hard life was for his parents and how his parents survived Holocaust. So I've been hearing that for several times, and finally I said, of course they survived Holocaust, because they're Nazis. Nazis don't survive. Who's going to survive Holocaust? But actually, that was not the major problem. The Nazi part was like, one day I find out, I was driving a pickup truck, their bumper sticker says, "Free Tibet." I was like, wow, free Tibet? What do you know about Tibet? It's like, when you see a white guy have a free Tibet bumper sticker, just like you see me driving around with a bumper sticker, independence of Texas. Right? How do you feel about that? Yeah. Right, so I asked him what does he know about Tibet? Tibet was officially belonged to China 700 years ago. He had no idea. I knew he was a fan of a Dalai Lama, but still, So we argued about it, but eventually we ended up divorced. So, like I said, the Nazis okay, free Tibet is not. Yeah. So anyway, after we got divorced, when my daughter was a 5-year-old at the time, I'm like, wow, I was still young, right? So I need I need that free. Wow, I can do whatever I want. But then I figured, okay, if the Nazi don't work, maybe enemy is my friend, right? I need to find enemy's enemy, which is Jewish people, right? Jewish. So, and also at the time, I still remember that year, 1999. Online dating just started. Yeah, I got online, a dating website, I forgot what it was. So it's like, I couldn't believe it. You can actually write everything, upload your picture, and you can write what you're looking for. Wow, this is a pretty amazing meat market, right? Because first time I was not even for sale. I was just taken out. I was in college. So this time I got it ready down. This is American dream, okay? The first time I did it for green card, this time it's American dream. Right. Yeah, I know. So the profile, I wrote this, okay? I wrote this as I'm looking for a blonde hair, blue eyes, a man, guy, and prefer Jewish. Wow. I know it was very racist, right? You think I'm racist? That's a good secret nobody knows, because y'all heard Asian fetish, but nobody tell you the Asian woman, especially Chinese woman, they're crazy about you white guys, yeah. So I was write email, correspond with few guys back and forth a few times, then I'm just zoom in this Jewish guy, So we wrote email about 3 months. I decided just meet him. I did not meet any of those, So we finally met, and before I knew it, I was pregnant again. It was so embarrassing, right? Yeah, but okay, I want to fast forward, when my son was 10 years old. Because this is my second journey. I was talking about journey, right? The first one failed. The second one, fast forward, when my son was 10 years old, we broke up again. Yeah, wow, that's not good. Second journey. Then after we divorced, I was a single mother again with 2 kids. Yeah, anyway, so that's when I started doing comedy. Open mic 2013, I still remember that time, right? During those open mics in Spokane, I was first time I actually even see black people. because Spokane is too fucking white. Never see a black person within 6 feet. You know the COVID distance? So I'll fast forward again, okay? 2014, actually, I was dating a audience, not comedian, okay? Audience black, because people were throwing dollar bills at me when I was on stage. It turned out he is a Nigerian prince. You know, I met Nigerian prince in person. Yeah. And fast forward again, 4 years later, we did it total 4 years, and he moved out. We never married, which is good thing. I ended up adopting his daughter. Yeah, I know. If you want to see my comedy, come to my whole hour, okay? So after that, my sister called me because the third time was not a charm for me. It was a disaster. My sister called from New York and says, Ying, you don't have to marry the first guy you fuck, okay? Take your time, relax, and date around. Wow. So far, 2017, that was the last one. I have not had any serious relationship because I'm afraid to date anybody, because then I figure I just start collecting people's children. It's my time. Ying Vigilon.
That was Ying Vigilon. Let's give it up for him again. That was great. Come on. All right. Our final comedian of the evening. We're very, very lucky to have him. Let's bring to the stage Adam Tiller.
Make some noise for all the comics you guys saw tonight. This is a cool space. It's like nobody has anything to do tomorrow, it feels like. It's fucking late already on Monday, that's fine. I'm in a strange mood. Like I was thinking the other day, like I'm not from here. I grew up in the Midwest, and like I didn't know what woke was until I came to the Pacific Northwest. Like I thought it had something to do with sleep the first time I heard it. I had no idea what it was about. And like where I lived growing up, like we called everything gay. Constantly. Like if you were out with your friends and you were hanging out with all your buddies, you're like, oh man, go get some pussy. You'd be like, that's gay. Like what? Like that? It seems the opposite of that. You know, for even like bad stuff, you'd be like, my grandma died, I gotta go to the funeral, and be like, that's gay. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like what are you talking about? And the reason, like I learned when I moved here that you're not supposed to say gay because it like upsets white people. And then they talk about it on the internet amongst themselves, you know, like. But the way I learned to not say gay was from a Macklemore song. That song, Same Love, you know, where he talks about not using that word or whatever. So I thought about like the reason why I stopped saying gay was because of Macklemore, which is kind of gay. Like that might be more gay than sucking a dick, you know? Like it's pretty bad. I'm a big basketball fan. I was watching this documentary about Kobe the other day, and I'm not going to talk about the helicopter thing. I don't think there was anything funny about that. For the sake of this room right now, there's probably something. If you talk to me afterwards, I could find something funny about it, but I'm not going to make jokes about it up here, okay? And I was watching this documentary about Kobe, and I guess like in high school, he used to practice playing basketball without a ball. Like he'd go into the gym and like practice like passing and dribbling and not having friends in the gym, right? And like that's fucking cool, right? Considering he had success. That story changes tremendously if he was a failure. Then it turns into the, hey, do you guys remember that kid Kobe from high school who used to play basketball without a ball? Like, how did we not know he was special needs, you know? Like, let's go on Facebook and see if he's got an invisible family now, you know? It
kind of makes sense why he was such a ball hog, though, right? Because as soon as he got a ball, he's like, I'm not fucking sharing this with anyone. I haven't had one my entire life. He's also got to be the most successful air person ever, right? Like, you ever see somebody at like a bus stop and they're like fucking practicing their golf swing? Like, they're never gonna be Phil Mickelson, right? Like, and he was there like doing all that. Like, he probably came up with the whole like Kobe like alone because he had to. He was by himself. He needed somebody to cheer himself on. I love basketball. I do. I used to date a WNBA player. Yeah, she wouldn't say we dated. She did. She got me tickets to one of her games though once, and I went. You know, sat in the players' wives section. Stuck out a little bit. There was the butchest one there. It was weird though. I was the first white dude she'd ever hooked up with before, and I found that out like when we were hooking up. Like, she pulled out my dick. She started like examining it, you know? It's fucking huge though, right? It's just a massive, huge, girthy, like around this corner right here. Maybe to the bartender, I don't know. No, she was looking at my dick. You guys can just imagine however you want. It's like a choose your own adventure cock. She was looking at it. She's like, I've never seen a white one before. And I didn't know how to respond, right? I felt like I needed to go into the light and be like, well, it's actually kind of pink if you look at it over here. But I had this thing where if I'm hooking up with somebody new I can't finish, I'm on a lot of medication, but like, she was getting pissed though, right? Because she's a competitor. Eventually she started ignoring me and shit, but I'm persistent. And I was like, I sat her down, I'm like, look, we're either together or we're not. She looked at me and she's like, we're not. And then I fucked up the rest of that joke, it's fine. I don't have to pretend to like the WNBA anymore. That's the point, okay? What do I want to talk about here? This is weird. Like, I'm a queer person. Wasn't the funny part. I'm a queer person, but I don't really talk about it on stage because I think that's a little gay. It's a weird joke, right? Like, it works, but it feels like it shouldn't. I just don't understand why everybody's got to be a fag about being gay, right? Like, it's just be gay. It's cool. Enjoy it. Like, what I don't understand is like sometimes people like equate being gay to being funny, especially in stand-up. They're like, I'm gay, so I'm funny. And I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking... If being gay meant that you were funny, then San Francisco would be the funniest place on earth. It would be hilarious, but it's actually just a place where people poop outside, you know? Like, it's just kind of funny, you know? I went to Planned Parenthood the other day, and not for that one thing, but I was just like getting tested or whatever because I fuck, and I was like leaving, and they gave me like a free bag of condoms. And I looked at it, I was like, I mean, I don't really use these. It's kind of why I'm here today, you know? But I got out to my car, I opened up the bag, they were all king-size condoms. I'm like, I definitely can't use these. So now I have to find a friend. Just go up to him and be like, hey, I noticed you're walking a little different. These are for you. And then just hope that he's got an enormous penis, right? I found out recently, I have what's called a boyfriend dick. You guys heard that term before? Anybody? It's like, it's a dick that like you never actually like suck, It's just one that you like talk to about all your problems, and when you get bored, you go drink wine afterwards. So stupid. I think it's probably time for me to admit, like, I've taken a lot of drugs. Like, not today, just like in life, you know. Like, one time I took 7 grams of mushrooms before a family vacation to Hawaii. Which, for anybody who hasn't taken mushrooms, 7 grams, that is a lot of mushrooms. It's definitely enough for the whole family. And I took them before I went through security at the airport. And they fucking hit me immediately, okay? So I was like walking through TSA, and the guy told me to like put my hands up. So I like stepped forward, I put them up. But I sort of just like started dancing a little bit too, you know? Sitting there like, TSA, what? Don't do that. Not a good idea. But I got through security, I got to the other side, and I found out my flight was delayed 3 hours. And I was with my entire family. My younger brother, Austin, at the time, he was like 7 years old. We were sitting in the terminal and came up to me and said something. To this day, I still have no idea what he said. I was on 7 grams of mushrooms. But he just kind of walked away. And I was sitting there, and I don't know, 10 minutes later, my mom came up to me, and she's like, Adam, where is your brother Austin? He's 7 years old. We're at the airport right now. Where is Austin? And I looked at her, and I was like, who is Austin? We never found him. I wanted to know what it felt like to fly, you know? I wanted to be on those mushrooms and just be like that. I wanted that takeoff, you know? Like the whole flight, I ended up crying on that airplane. Because I was looking at a picture of an eagle in Sky Mall magazine. And it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. And the whole time I just kept asking, like, does anybody know I'm on mushrooms? My brother's like, everyone knows you're on mushrooms. Mom knows you're on mushrooms. I'm 7 and I know you're on mushrooms. And I looked at him and I was like, you're not real. We never found you. Are there any like movie fans in here tonight? Woo! This is a weird. I feel like there's not much energy in this room right now. Woo! 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 From the wrong people. This abyss right here is just very. I mean, you did get pummeled with dick jokes for like when he was like, Ying is the only female comic here. I was like, Ying's pretty much a dude when it comes to comedy. Like, she says the same shit we all do, you know? It's crazy she's got a kid. I didn't know that. Not even hers. Fucking crazy. I watch a lot of movies, though. I went to, I watched Brokeback Mountain the other day. I know the movie's like 20 years old or whatever, but I was watching that movie and I started to think, like that was a real mountain. You know, like it exists. And you know, like after that movie, they had to do like a PSA for the mountain, where they're like, Brokeback Mountain is a family-friendly mountain. Yes, the cowboy sex is fantastic, but there's so much more to Brokeback than that. You know, there's fishing, there's camping, there's fun for the whole family. And you know, like before that movie, there were 2 dudes where like that was their spot to like fish and camp, you know? And then that movie came out and everybody would come up to those guys and be like, hey, you boys going to fish on Brokeback Mountain? Gonna share a tent up there, herd some sheep? The movie was crazy, dude. There was anal sex, unlubricated, at altitude. Like, I can't go to altitude without my eyes and my fingers hurting, you know? And the dude taking it, he loved it. He's like, I can't live off of just 3 of these dry fucks a year. I need more. Oh my God. I love that movie. watched that movie with 3 different girlfriends. Each one of them fell asleep while I was watching it. I stayed up the entire time. It's a sad movie, though. This is gross, but my brother's disgusting, and he used to masturbate a lot. Like a lot. Like he would jerk off in the basement and just come in a blanket and then just put that blanket behind the couch and the wall. And then one day the cleaning lady showed up. She held up a blanket that looked like a sheet of glass. She quit shortly after, you know. All right, I want to end with something funny. Some of this hasn't been. I don't know. I saw this like billboard. I was down in Portland, Oregon recently, and there was a billboard for like quit nicotine. It's like quit nicotine today, and it just had a picture of a guy on it. It looked like shit, you know. Just looked like everybody in Portland, and he was like holding up a vape, and it was like quit vaping today. And I thought to myself, there's got to be at least one person on real drugs who walks past that billboard and looks up and like, this fucking pussy can't quit vaping? Like, I'm banging fentanyl in my arm every day, and he can't quit like orange dreamsicle punch vape, you know? And I know nicotine's addictive. I do. I'm addicted to it. Some of you, I'm sure, are. You making whatever that gesture is. And I've never heard of anybody having to take laxatives because they vape too much, you know? It's kind of a deep cut for drug users, you know? It's an Everett joke. That's what it is. I gotta go. Thank you guys so much.
Let's give it up again for Adam Tiller.